Oh God. I'll pause me download as well. Oh yeah, that's done. Let's do this.
Glenn,
Hello, Lee.
we're live.
Are we live?
How's it going?
It's going very well.
Good.
Exciting all this live.
I get to start podcast by saying, and we're live as well. That's all I've ever wanted to do.
And we're live. Sounds like a 90s kids TV show.
Does Joe Rogan says it a lot as well?
Oh, does it?
Yeah. So it's
Is that why you do it?
a little bit. How are we?
I'm very good.
It's been fucking weeks since
It's
we've been
been
here.
weeks and weeks. Your little fella was ill, wasn't he? Or were you ill? Oh, you were both ill.
We were both ill.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
And
were
I
both
was
ill.
having absolutely none of it.
Yeah.
None of it.
So no, it was fine. The we're back. We should be back for a fucking regular podcast now. I'd have thought we haven't missed a lot. Really.
No.
I suppose the only time that we need to point out that this is not a fucking talking about whether I was sick or not podcast.
Oh no, because this is a video game podcast by the name of Start Continue. I see. That's this is why I do like singing and stuff like that. I've got the lungs for it. I'm an athlete, mate. I'm an athlete. Talking about that, how are you doing down the gym and that?
Yeah, all right, because I've been sick, I haven't done as much as I would have liked over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
As in any.
Oh right.
So,
Crumbs.
but to be perfectly honest, going to a swimming pool and swimming for an hour and then going out into the cold, hard Isle of Man weather,
Not ideal.
not ideal when we've
Not
got flu.
ideal.
So yeah, I fucked it right off, didn't I?
I tell you what, for exercise, to come up here, I have to walk up the hill.
Yeah.
Up Summit Hill, big
Mhm.
old hill. I want to see the like, you know, like in Burnout Paradise, when you went down a road, and at the end of the road, it just went, "You are such and such fastest."
Yeah.
I wish that was on, you know, everyday roads, because I'm pretty sure I'm the fastest over. I think average. I think I'm the fastest up that hill.
Oh, fuck off.
I think I'm
There's
well
some
fastest.
quick motherfuckers out there walking around, Glenn.
Yeah, but on average, I think I do that absolutely. I smash it out. Absolutely smash it out.
Great. Have you smashing out any new video games?
I've been smashing out. Yeah, go on then. I've been smashing out video games. They're not big video games.
What have you been playing?
I've been playing Untitled Goose Game by House.
Now, I think this looks fucking tremendous. Did you buy it on Switch? Is it just on Switch?
It's on Epic Game Store as well,
Right, okay.
and it's supposed to be coming to
Everything else.
everything else, but it's not out yet, or it's not been announced. But I played it on Switch. Absolutely fantastic game.
Mm-hmm.
I downloaded it. Immediately, my girlfriend was like, "I want to play that," so I gave it to her. It's a tremendous game to watch as well.
Is it?
It's just so funny because you're a fucking bastard goose.
It does look good. Like it really looks
You're just an
interesting.
absolute bastard goose. It's like GTA, but you're an animal and you're a bastard.
You're a bastard.
A
animal.
bastard. So basically, it's like a puzzle game, I would say. So you have
It
a.
looks like a stealth game.
It's both. It's everything. It's basically a secret Metal Gear Solid game.
Is it really?
Yeah. At the end, you foil the Patriots' plan of taking over the world. So.
Do you have to eat snakes?
No. Unfortunately, they've missed that one out. You do hide in a box, though.
Do you?
You do.
Do people get like surprised with the little question mark over the red?
Huh?
Yeah.
Kind of. You can. That is a mechanic in it. Like, basically, me and Neve for about half an hour, we found a harmonica, and basically there's a honk function where you can honk because you're a goose and you go honk honk.
Yeah.
So she had the harmonica in its mouth, and they basically just honk, and it makes a harmonica sound. And basically, we're going back and forth underneath like a floor, like between a door, just going. Oh, everyone's going through the door. It's like, what's this? It's like, what's that? It's brilliant. Like even if he has like you pick
Have
up.
you finished it?
Oh yeah. It doesn't take long. But like we felt a little bit cheated because it's like 17 quid or something like that. So we felt a bit cheated, But then afterwards, it'll start you again, and you have a whole new set of like secret missions to do.
Yeah,
So
it does seem like a mobile game.
So every little area has like a to-do list of things you can do, and how you progress through the game. So you do that, and then you come back, and then there's like even more stuff to do, which is even more convoluted. Like one of my favourite things is there's the second area. There's two favourite things. Like there's the mission to make the boy wear the wrong glasses. So you walk up to the boy, you undo his shoelaces, and you honk at him to run away. He runs away and falls over, and you nick his glasses, and then you go to the shop which is nearby, and you take those glasses, and you give them to him, and he starts walking around like an absolute tit. You absolutely terrorise that kid as well.
Yeah.
There's a mission in there to make him buy back his own toy.
How does a goose make someone buy something?
This is a cunt of a goose, like.
Do you have to sneak it back into a toy shop or something?
No, there's like a little shop out on the street.
Yeah.
And you basically just pick up his stuff, drop it near the shopkeeper, and the shopkeeper's like, "I'm fucking selling that." And the kid walks along, and you see it all unfold as well. So the kid walks up and goes, "Oh, this is mine." Or, well, they don't say anything, but it's like conveyed within like their body actions, like, "Oh, this is mine," and the shopkeeper's like, "Fuck, it isn't. I found that. I'm selling it. You can buy it." So the little kid just goes, and he gives you the money, and like he goes back.
That's tremendous. I'm going to buy that game, but I'm either going to wait for it to be one of these things that falls onto Apple's video game service that they've got.
Maybe if it comes out, yeah.
That.
I don't know.
And or
there's a lot of little controls in that game. I don't know if it could. I suppose
wait for
a console release.
For Switch sale.
Come on, right? So you can get 50p off it.
No, they do pretty well on the old indie games.
Do they?
Yeah, they fuck the indie developers right over. Like someone was like say what was it? There was like save 80% on something the other day. I still wish now I see it back at being $44.99 and it was 17 quid. I really wish I'd bought Street Fighter.
Yeah.
I was a fucking idiot not buying Street Fighter. And even when I thought about it, I was walking around thinking, I'm gonna buy Street Fighter. And I've had the theme tune in my head and everything for fucking ages. But I didn't buy it. Have you played anything else?
I dipped into Fortnite Chapter 2 because I couldn't not really.
Yeah.
Like initially I didn't like Fortnite, and but I really liked the lore around it and like the things they were doing, and then the black hole thing was like, that's a really cool thing they're doing. Cool thing. So initially I didn't like it, and it turns out I still don't like it. It's just it's not for me.
I wish they'd put the black hole out there, and then ran with the thing that we're just stopping.
They just stop.
Yeah, it just turns. Yeah, we've had enough. We've made so much money that we think it's gross.
Pay us V-Bucks to bring it back. Who knows? Like a little wishing well, and you can throw your V-Bucks in it.
What about a game where Fortnite 2 was locked in a box, and then you have to go to the box and then tap it?
You know what? I've had a fucking Molyneux moment. It's literally a game that's a wishing well, and you spend real money to throw stuff in a wishing well. That's a fucking game there, Lee. That's a game that we could monetize and use for our own personal game.
Doesn't sound like the most fucking ethical of things to do.
A platinum token costs a tenner, so you throw it in and it does loads of sparkles as it enters the well.
Right, I get it. Got you.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think you can do that.
And you can get skins for your well, so it looks different.
Do we do animals? That'd get with Peter. Peter would be on it so fast.
Yeah, so you'd have like background skins and the actual well skins as well.
Do you see it go down the well? So would part of the enjoyment be seeing it hit bricks and stuff on the way down?
That's a shout. That is a shout.
Yeah.
We could monetize that bit as well.
Mm-hmm.
Monetize the shit out of everything.
Yeah.
It's handy that. Ooh.
And if you pay like the premium ones, you get 2 goes with. so it gets that one parachute.
Ah, yeah.
So you do that, and then it'll climb its way out of the well.
I guess.
You could do it with politicians.
Oh.
Everyone would throw Brexit down a well.
Everyone will show Brexit down. The Brexit skin.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, we're on to something here, Glenn.
Yeah.
Too bad that we've just fucking told loads of people.
What? 5?
7.
Ah! No. Back to Fortnite. Don't like it.
Don't like it.
It's like playing it. I don't like the actual. The mechanics are fine. The building can fuck off. It's too much for me. People like throwing stuff up like it's no tomorrow, and I'm like, I have no idea how you're doing this so bad. They must have like their brother next to him with a separate controller just doing the building.
Yeah.
Also, I don't like the feeling of like shooting and stuff like that in it. It's more like a limp handshake because I quite like hefty feeling games. Like,
yeah.
I like things that have a bit of kick to them. Fortnite has no kick whatsoever. Even if you pick up like a shotgun or something, you're just pushing the button.
Yeah,
and it's like, no, not for me. I love everything around it. I just don't like the game itself.
Oh, that's a bit of a shame.
Yeah,
Bit of a shame.
bit of a shame. But what about you? What have you been playing, my good man?
Not played great deals of things, but I played a lot of one thing.
What have you played?
I bought Grid.
You bought Grid.
Yeah.
What did you buy it on?
I bought an Xbox.
You bought it on Xbox?
Yeah.
I can play that.
I did text you and say I bought Grid, Glenn.
Yeah, but it's a car game.
Yeah. It's really weird. Like, Grid Autosport is probably my favourite racing game, maybe of all time.
Yeah.
I thought it was fucking brilliant. It was really good at making you feel like you were a racing driver. You know, with the different disciplines and the championships you could enter.
Yeah.
And, I was really hoping for more of that and more of picking your own sponsors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like any of that. It feels like Ridge Racer.
Really?
Yeah.
That's...
It looks amazing.
So is it a lot more arcadey than you thought it would
Yeah, a lot more arcadey.
Fucking hell.
To the point where...
So I thought Grid was like a proper...
Well, no, it's always been like an arcade game, like an arcade race.
I thought it was like on the cusp.
Yeah, but it was somewhere in the middle. This feels like... Remember Need for Speed Shift?
Yeah, but I didn't play it.
No, but it feels a bit like that.
Oh, right. So it feels like more like a Need for Speed kind of...
Yeah.
Oh.
And you just... I'm constantly just bouncing from race to race. And you get like your goal of where you've got to finish in the championship or something like that. But on the most part, you don't tend to look at the championship because if you're doing well enough, you kind of win anyway.
Right, okay.
But because most of the championships, at least most of the early championships, and I haven't got to the Grid series yet, which is like the top tier one, you've got to win. There's a load of different disciplines, and they've got a load of races, and then at the end of those disciplines, there's a, for want of better words, like a legendary race. I can't remember what that is. I think you've got to win 4 of those before you can take part in like the main series.
Okay.
So maybe that'll change once you can get into the main series bit, but I can't see it because it will take ages, or it will take me ages to get into that. So the meat of the game isn't that mode.
All right. Okay.
But most of the series are like 2 or 3 races. So if you finish like 8th in a race, you know you haven't won the championship. Do you know what I mean? You've got like
you have to finish.
You've got 2 races left. So even if you win those other 2, you're just hoping that whoever won the first race didn't come second in both the others.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't have bought it if I'd have played it. So
bring back demos.
Yeah,
bring back demos.
This is what I'm a bit upset about as well. Is the reviews for it were fucking amazing.
Really?
Yeah, like amazing. All recommended and golds, and I'm confused as for someone that likes racing games like Forza Motorsport. It feels like that. Because Forza never really feels like you're taking part in championships as such, because you always start from a certain position. You know, there's no qualifying. There is qualifying races in, or you get like one hot lap to qualify.
Yeah.
In a grid, but it's for me, Forza gets away with that because it just feels so nice driving the cars, and I think they've got the best handling of any racing game of any time ever.
Yeah.
So what you've got the kind of half bare bones sort of sim, half arcade racer of Forza in grid, but driving the cars are nowhere near as satisfying as it is in Forza Motorsport.
That's bad. So what about, because from what I remember, grid had some kind of storyline to it.
I expected that as well.
No story.
No story. There was. I don't. Well, see, this is the other thing that confuses me. Again, maybe this is something that comes in the grid, like the master mode thing.
Yeah.
But you always had that, like, there was the other teams when there was like Ravens West, if you remember. They were like
I don't remember.
They were the big team in
grid. Were they the team?
They were the nasty team. They were the baddies.
Are they like old school Ferrari?
Yeah, but there's none of that. There's
none of it.
But like Ravens West, I might be making this up in my head. They were in Grid Autosport. I think they were in TOCA Race Driver as well, back on the fucking PlayStation 2. And maybe even PlayStation 1 TOCA Racing Race Driver.
TOCA Racing on PlayStation 1, I definitely played that.
I'm convinced they were still on that.
You could unlock a tank.
None of that.
It's brilliant.
You could unlock a tank.
Yeah. That's the only thing that me and my mum would play. My brother and my dad would play it properly, and then me and my mum would come in and fucking ruin it. And then start shouting, I want the Moo Moo car. Because it was a car that had moves on it.
If you want a arcade racer right now, and you've got a Switch, buy Grid Autosport instead of the new one.
Okay.
Because I think Autosport's a better racing game.
Is that the one I was playing the other week?
Yeah. The only issue with that is play it on your telly because I don't quite like it in handheld because you don't have analog triggers. Mind you, you don't have analog triggers on Pro Controller, do you?
No, it's just triggers.
There is a mode if you've got the GameCube controller. They have a setup so you can use analog triggers on it.
I suppose.
But I was. I don't hate it, and I've played a lot of it, and I've enjoyed playing chunks of it. But from what I thought I was going to get to what I actually got in the end, I think it's probably my biggest disappointment of the year.
Christ on a bike.
Yeah.
It's condemning.
Well, it sounds condemning because Grid has been like constantly one of my favourite franchises of all time.
So would you say this was their first real miss?
Well, apparently not for most people. Apparently most people think it's fucking brilliant. It seems to be me that's the outlier here. But
what's it called? Grid. Just Grid.
Yeah.
Cracking.
So see, that's the thing. I'm thinking because it is just Grid. It's kind of been a soft reboot without sort of mentioning it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm going to keep playing it. I want to get to Formula 1 because there's Formula 1 cars.
There is definitely, I've just had a look on Metacritic, there's definitely a disparage between user scores and Metacritic.
Is there?
Yeah. So the Metascore is about a 74, and then the user score is a 4.9. So,
wow.
I think, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, well, maybe there's been a lot more people like me that were expecting a Grid game.
Your actual Grid experience.
Yeah, that got Ridge Racer, and there's nothing wrong with Ridge Racer.
Nothing wrong with Ridge Racer, but when you're expecting,
I didn't want it.
When you're expecting not Ridge Racer.
Yeah. So, again, it's one of those fucking perfect moments where I think every store should have Steam's returns policy.
Oh, that would be so good. I would save so much money.
I would as well. I'd have in 2 hours. I would have realised I don't want Grid anymore, and I'd have returned it. Even if they did it, where if you buy something on Xbox Store and you buy something on or on PlayStation Store, say you're, I don't know how they'd fucking go about wording this, but you're locked into the purchase of the game. But you should be able to get what you've spent back in points.
Yeah.
There should be an exchange policy, if nothing else.
I think I remember vaguely, either last year or the year before, Xbox putting out a survey of if we did a download kind of exchange thing, like you return your game for like 10% of the game. Would you be interested in it?
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people just went, yeah.
I think a lot of people would. I mean, there's so many.
The amount of games I don't play, like I think I've got like
400.
400. I've got about 400 games on my PS4. It's unreal.
I think that's what they're worried about, though.
Yeah.
Because if you do something like that, especially now when the ecosystem's been around a long time, you and me go fucking great. Send back every game we own.
Yeah.
And then like with maybe the one outlier like Pure Pool.
Oh, you got to keep Pure Pool. I think if you try and delete it, it just goes no.
Yeah. Sorry, mate. The barman just.
The barman just knocks on the door, and goes
cleaning the glass. Yeah. He just looks up. No,
Lee.
No, sorry.
Do you want another drink? No, but it's on the house. Lee. We've not talked about Pure Pool in a while. I feel like this.
I feel it's good. We should buy it. We should buy an Xbox.
Yeah, I feel like this segment might go over a lot of people's heads.
I think.
Oh yeah,
it's just for us.
Yeah.
Speaking about pool, our ball games and billiards and stuff. I also bought because when I got my Switch.
I thought you were going to talk about your latest checkup at the doctor's.
Well, we kind of. I bought my Switch. We did a podcast, didn't we? I gushed over Zelda, and then it went away, and then we went away.
Yes, so we got put in a box.
Yeah, and
you guy got put in a box.
I went on that thing where you get a new console and there's nothing you really want to buy, but you have to buy stuff.
Oh fuck!
So I didn't buy a lot of games. I did buy Snooker 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not shit.
Oh, I think I was playing it when you gave me a little go.
Yeah, it's not awful.
I'm not good at snooker.
No, I'm not good at snooker games, it would appear.
Because
I think there should be a proper idiot mode.
Yeah.
With really strong lines showing you where things are going.
Yeah. That's why I love fucking pool games. I think my favourite ever pool game was the pool game in PlayStation Home.
Pool game PlayStation Home was good.
Was absolutely solid.
My favourite pool game of all time is Virtual Pool on the N64.
Is that more nostalgia or was that actually a good pool game?
Actually good. I genuinely think it made me a better pool player. Like me and my mate, before we go down the pub, would have a few drinks in his house, smash that, and then go and rip the maxi pool table apart.
I love pool. I fucking love it.
Yeah, I used to. I'm shit at it now.
Oh, I'm not good at it. I'm not good at it at all, but I like playing it.
No, but I used to be quite good at it. And the problem is when you used to be quite good at it, you turn around and say that to people and they go, yeah, well, everyone says they used to be really good at pool. I'm like, no. I was really good. I really was quite good at it.
I used to be fucking great at pool. Now look at me.
It's fucking
I was never good at pool, and I don't think I ever will be. But I have a lovely time at pool. I want one of those dining tables that turn into a pool table.
Well, it's a pool table that turns into a dining table.
Oh, it's obviously going to be a pool table first and foremost, and we eat dinner in the lounge on our laps as per. Lovely stuff.
Have you got any news for me?
I've got a good chunk of hunk of news. I'm going to have a drink first.
You have yourself a drink then.
Delightful. So
it's nice to have you in here with no work in the morning.
I've got no work in the morning. Yeah. I'm going fucking mad for it. I'm not going that mad for it. I've got a gig tomorrow. It's a big gig. Bruises, Compton Volts, come down. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Ubisoft delays Watch Dogs Legion and other games. So ahead of earnings call this very morning, fresh news, boys. Ubisoft announced that Watch Dogs Legion, Rainbow Six Quarantine, and Gods and Monsters would be delayed from their initial early 2020 windows until the next fiscal year. So that runs from spring 2020 to spring 2021.
Yeah.
So it still might be. It's still going to be in the year probably, but like towards the end of the year maybe. So this is according to the press release that changes are allowed to allow additional development time. The same release also states there's been a sharp downward revision in revenues expected from Ghost Recon Breakpoint, apparently, which was shit,
awful.
And to a lesser extent, The Division 2 also a bit bobbins.
Yeah, I thought The Division 2 was fucking awful.
You played a bit of that, didn't you? I did.
how they can get away with saying that's a new game, I've no idea.
Yeah.
It should have been like the Washington DLC for that, and the fact there's no snow it completely rips whatever charm the Division had out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I realised. I mean, I always enjoyed playing the Division because it was at Christmas for some reason.
I love things that are set in the winter with the snow and stuff like that. I think I prefer...
And if you get some Christmas trees and lights in there as well.
Thing is, I think I've put it down to I prefer like a bluey kind of cool hue in my games. Like when I set up my telly, I always set it to a cool mode. If I'm at work, I'll set my monitors to cool. But if I'm playing something like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is in the desert or something like that, I fucking hate it because it's warm. I know what you mean. It creeps me out.
I hate the games set in deserts. It's not very good for me.
Desert levels are not for me.
Yeah, but
desert levels.
Mario Odyssey,
my man.
That was the worst map.
It was a horrible little map. Game. I hated
Awful thing. But yeah, no, Division 2 was just boring. Like I don't even think I completely got out of the tutorial, to be honest. I just thought it's not fucking for me. Like
no.
Any game, in fact, any game where you can headshot somebody and they don't die, I'm kind of out. Especially that feels like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know it's not.
Fair enough, like 1 or 2 maybe headshots, but when you're doing 30 to 50 to kind of like
a secret numbers game.
Secret numbers game.
And I'm not in. Not in.
In the words of Burns himself, secret numbers game. More news. Breaking news. Dun, 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 dun. That's the news.
Yeah.
He's coming. Where is he? He's over there. But he's coming in. That's the news. Last of Us Part 2 will not be launching in February and will instead be delayed until spring of next year, my man. And that is according to sources who contacted Kotaku. Only a month ago, Sony and Naughty Dog revealed that The Last of Us 2 would be released for the PlayStation 4 on February 21st, 2020. And no one really had any kind of issue with that being pushed back. It was nice to be confirmed. But 2 individuals close to the project have told Kotaku that the game has been pushed back. So it'll come out in the spring of 2020 instead. And that has been confirmed. Neil Druckmann popped up a tweet about 2 hours ago with a PlayStation blog link just saying The Last of Us 2 has a new release date. Here's a letter to our fans. Apologies for the delay. Please know we're working very hard to make it worthwhile. So obviously they're just trying to polish it up. Either that or it's just PS5 stuff. And they're just going, let's just kind of polish it right up.
I mean, I don't know. It's. I think anything that comes out now, especially like exclusive stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to be better waiting till the new consoles.
Well, like we said before. Well, I said before we started the show. Even Watch Dogs Legion is being delayed till whenever, and that's exactly what happened with Watch Dogs, to be fair. That got delayed back because it was saying, it's a PS3 game, it's an Xbox 360 game, blah 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 blah, and it's like, nah, this is a fucking flagship.
Did it come out on those?
I think it did.
I think it did.
But no, it turned out they were trying to make it a flagship PS4 kind of Xbox One game. So that's why it took a while. And look how well it did.
Hopefully, another generation's time now, we might actually get games that look like that Watch Dogs release trailer.
It was a lovely looking trailer.
It was the wind and his coat and stuff in that. It looked so good. I was so excited. And then nothing. Absolutely nothing. I didn't hate Watch Dogs, to be fair.
Oh, no.
I didn't hate it.
I hated him.
Watch Dogs 2 was better. Watch Dogs 2 was really
good. Watch Dogs 2 was a legit good game.
Well, that's why I've got high hopes for 3.
Legion looks really good as well. I like the I like how they lean more into the fucking absurd aspects of it. Like, you can be a granny who just goes fucking tasing.
But it seems to be pushed a bit more into the future as well, doesn't it? Even Watch Dogs 2 was.
Yeah. Watch Dogs 1 took itself way too seriously. Like, I need to avenge my niece who died in a car accident because of me.
Yeah.
Because he's the world's greatest hacker. He's also the world's greatest fighter.
He's a pretty good
and
fighter.
he's the world's greatest gunman. And
World's greatest lover.
lover.
Yeah.
World's greatest uncle. Oh no, he's not because she's dead. So that. So Ken Levine's new game is.
Who'd have thought it'd be bad having a high-speed chase with your child in the car?
Who knew? Is creatively ambitious with a cinematic narrative.
Ken Levine is the Bioshock guy.
And the System Shock guy.
Right.
So Cool Story Games is seeking a cinematic narrative scripter for its latest venture, described to be creatively ambitious project in the immersive sim genre. As Ghost Story Games.
What's the immersive sim genre?
Think Deus Ex.
Right. Okay. Because I was going to say I wouldn't put
Bioshock
in that.
It's borderline. It's up there. Prey is definitely an immersive sim.
Think?
Yeah.
So Bioshock would be then.
Yeah. I say Bioshock's on the cusp of.
I'd have thought something had to be more RPG than both of those to be like an immersive sim.
That's why I say it's on the cusp.
Yeah.
And the RPG elements in Prey are fucking out of this world. The amount of stuff you can do in that. You turn into a fucking cup, mate.
No, yeah, you can, but that's more of a skill tree thing. I mean, relationships with people and stuff like that, and interactions.
Oh, okay,
that's
yeah.
what I would
I see that.
Like, Cyberpunk, I would definitely say that looks like that.
I see.
You're right, Deus Ex as well. I put Deus Ex down there too.
As Ghost Story Games, the studio will be dedicated to making immersive, story-driven games for gamers that like a challenge. This particular project has been in the early stages of production since 2017.
Must be nearly ready then.
Yeah, but no. The developer is currently looking for that cinematic narrative script writer who would produce systemic and scripted narrative events for an immersive sim.
So he's still looking for the script writer for this game he's been making since the early 2017?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's just scripting the narrative events.
Alright, Kojima.
It's a whole different process. It sounds like Bioshock, but it is not. On their FAQ page, they have said, no, we are not working on a Bioshock game. Stated flatly, but it's likely that the game will implement themes and concepts toyed with Bioshock and System Shock. He describes it as narrative Lego. Yeah. He related the term to a potential game that would be built from only a few blocks, but would offer up differing and branching paths for multiple playthroughs.
All right, Molyneux.
Fuck me. It's got a dog on it.
Hey, Bioshock Infinite is one of my favourite games of all time. I think that game is so underloved. Not just in general, not just in that series.
Yeah.
I think that's the best Bioshock game.
I think 2's my favourite.
See, I tried to go back to 2. I think that might be the issue. But there was just some, when people talk about Rapture, I thought there was something so engaging with, was it Liberty City? Not Liberty City, that's Grand Theft Auto. What's the city called?
Which one?
Cloud City.
Oh, fuck. I'll have a look. Vamp. Talk.
I just loved the whole atmosphere of that game. It was fucking great. From the minute you got there, then everything went fucking tits on you.
Columbia. Absolutely nothing.
Nothing like what I said.
Nothing like what you said.
Yeah, I was going to say it sounded a bit colonial America.
Freedom City. No.
But yeah, no, I thought that game was fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it's good. Talking about brilliant games. We like a bit of Diablo, don't we?
We do like it.
Fucking
No, well, you like a bit of Diablo.
I love a bit of Diablo. We've played a bit of Diablo.
Yeah.
I like Diablo.
I don't know if I do or not.
Yeah, you do.
I wish they'd made that third-person Diablo game they were going to make.
I don't know.
I'd have been into that.
But like hacking and stuff.
Yeah, they can do.
So it'd be a bit like God of War, but
No. It looked more like an RPG game than anything else. I think with the way they were talking about it.
I'm very So, according to sources from and leaks from VG247 and CCN, Diablo 4 and Diablo 2 Remaster may be revealed at BlizzCon 2019. The latest copy of a German magazine, GameStar, had an advertisement for an up-and-coming Diablo art book. And the advert claims that it features over 500 artworks from Diablo, Diablo 2, Diablo 3, and Diablo 4, my friend. Oh.
But there isn't a Diablo 4.
No. It's written with by Jake Gurley, with contributions from senior Blizzard writer Robert Brooks. So they've obviously got a...
Only a man with the surname of Gurley has had the past to write a Diablo game.
Amazon Germany has possessed omniscient powers in the past, as a listing for Fallout Legacy Collection appeared days before Bethesda initially announced it. It's possible that Diablo 4 refers to the Diablo Immortal. It is the fourth game. Fans don't like to acknowledge that, but it is the fourth game. But yeah.
Oh, is that so? That is Diablo 4.
Maybe. But it doesn't say Diablo 4. It says Diablo 4, but some people might think it means Diablo Immortal.
Right, okay.
The art book is set to arrive at BlizzCon, so it would make sense that that's when they will announce the game.
Yeah.
It's like, there's a book here that shows you artwork with the game in. We've announced this game. Blah, 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 blah. After last year's debacle at BlizzCon, I think they needed something a bit...
Is that out yet? Is it that mobile game?
I don't know when that mobile game's out, actually. I'll have a look.
That's been so long. There was no need for them to drop that at BlizzCon. No need, because it's took so long for it to come out. To the point where it makes me wonder whether they'll be letting the dust settle
Diablo
completely.
Immortal. Let's have a look.
Because I think Diablo on a phone seems...
No, it's not on there yet.
It seems really good, like a really good idea.
Oh yeah. I think the fact that when they looked into it, it's being made by a company who've made a game like this before, and it looks a lot like that.
Right. Okay.
I think also the way they announced it was just shite.
It was a bit tone deaf.
No release date yet. No release date yet.
I wonder if it's never going to come out.
Maybe they've just gone, fuck, mate.
Well, Blizzard are in trouble anyway, aren't they? As far as public perception goes.
Yeah,
like,
because
people are just waiting. I totally agree with the public perception. Usually when there's a bit of outrage to be had, usually I'm not the one.
But they're not political, Lee. They're not political.
No.
But as soon as you start talking about it, they will ban the fuck out of you.
Yeah. It's happened. Didn't someone else get banned as well recently?
Yeah. Loads of people.
YouTuber.
Yeah. I find it weird. Like, they go to extreme lengths to ban you. Not only banning you, but taking away your prize money and stuff like that as well.
Yeah. Well, they want that cheap,
does wonders
sweet
when
Chinese money.
Well, yeah. I wonder if it's got any... Yeah, it's got nothing to do with that. They've got massive... that Tencent, a Chinese company, has massive stakes in Blizzard Activision.
No, I don't even know if I'm making this up either, but aren't like World of Warcraft and stuff like that, aren't they quite big in China, or don't they have their own version?
They'll probably have their own version,
yeah. I'm sure there's something like a Blizzard export does particularly well in China, I think.
I'm sure a lot of stuff does well in China. Dota probably does.
Not democracy.
No. I said Dota. Dota's not a Blizzard game. It's a Valve. Because they fucking stole it, pretty much.
No, Dota got axed anyway because people thought that was Dota democracy.
Yeah.
No, get rid of it.
And took their prize money. So yeah, that's that.
Oh, we've just been banned from YouTube.
Ah, shite. Destiny. You know that little shooting game? Destiny?
Destiny,
it could become an evolving world with never-ending narratives.
Never-ending narratives?
Never-ending narratives. That is correct. Bungie designer and director Victoria Dolabum spoke to GameSpot and explained how Shadowkeep and New Light focus on a feeling of togetherness. Since we're trying to move towards an evolving world, we want you to come into the present and not the past, she said. Shadowkeep is the 4th expansion for Destiny 2, so it's already surpassed the number of expansions given to Destiny. However, future updates may not always be packaged in the recognisable standard formula that new and old players have become accustomed to. We have plans for Destiny as far as the stories we want to tell, whether that means it's a release like Shadowkeep or Destiny 3. Dollarbaum revealed that she couldn't go into too much detail. We don't have specific plans for any of those things, but we know the story we want to tell, and we know there is where we need to go. We're just going to continue to deliver you guys content that is like Shadowkeep and the seasons following. What form that takes can change.
It's too big for me now, Destiny.
It's a big boy.
It's like the raids turn me off.
Yeah.
Because I'll never be able to do them. I'll never be online with enough people that I know to do them. I'll never have the time. Because some of them are like fucking 8 hours, aren't they? This wasn't the last one. Like, it was fucking huge. Like, it was like a full fucking night's work.
Maybe it was like for the people who were first trying to do it, like not grinding out their level and stuff like that. Maybe they persevered with it.
And you can't pause it either.
No.
Because it's an instance. Like,
yeah.
There should be. You would think there would be some sort of way. I was listening to I forgot her name. She's the blonde girl that does Funhouse.
Alana Pierce?
Not Alana, the other girl.
Elise?
She's yes.
Yeah.
She was saying that she'd done the raid with her friends, but like basically they started doing it, and she was desperate to go for a pee.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. And and they never quite got to a point where
you can stop. And
they could stop and have a rest for a second.
Fuck that.
See, I like the idea of that, like, and I'm sure that I've never played World of Warcraft, but I could see it being a thing in World of Warcraft. If you go on a journey together, surely part of that is setting up a camp.
Oh, but there's towns and stuff in World of Warcraft at least that you can zoom to and like.
Yeah.
But yeah, Destiny won't have that.
But Destiny's an odd one. Like it feels so nice to play.
Oh, it's so
feels
good
like
to
a
play.
Bungie game. And I thoroughly enjoyed, like, when I bought. Didn't I buy it for something ridiculous, like £2 or something? It was on some sort of ridiculous
I think so.
sale.
Yeah. You bought it like real cheap, and then it had loads of expansions. And we were like, fucking yes.
And I thoroughly enjoyed going through that. Or not, I didn't go through all of it, but the time I played with it was worth well more than what I paid for it. And I've dipped back in a couple of times.
Yeah, you have as well.
Yeah. But I just don't. I know there's no point in me getting to those levels, and the big problem I have with games like Destiny is I don't fucking care what colour gun I've got. And it's a real sore point with me with loot shooters and stuff like that. Is I never consider the loot interesting enough to be a game hook. So that it's kind of just like looking for a better gun all the time, which is half the same as the gun that you already had, but it looks a bit different, and when you shoot people it's slightly different. That annoys me. It also annoys me having guns where you have like a fire gun and ice gun and you've got to know what your loadout is for people.
I quite like games like that.
Yeah. I know you do.
I used to get quite into like I say get quite into. I didn't really compare to like other people, but I really liked the Borderlands games. I want to try and I wanted to play Borderlands 3, like I really did, but I think if I bought it I wouldn't be able to do it justice.
I think Outer Worlds is what I want Borderlands to be.
Yeah. Borderlands is a big experience. You're going to have to sink a lot of hours into that.
I didn't like Borderlands 2, and I bought the Handsome Jack collection, didn't I?
I did.
And that would have been returned. But yeah, I just don't. I don't get it. I don't
have the time for it. Life just doesn't give me the time to play big experiences like that anymore.
But that's the funny thing. They don't feel like big experiences. They feel like things you should just be able to dip in and out of for 2 minutes.
But as soon as you dip out of it for 2 minutes, they've introduced so much stuff that you can't.
See, that's what I like about the greatest multiplayer shooter of all time, Splatoon.
Fuck off.
Is
I'm gonna get like a little board and just put it like how many times you mentioned Splatoon and just put a little tally chart.
Well, even to like this afternoon, I had fucking 15 minutes to do nothing.
Yeah.
And I stuck Splatoon on, and it's great because I've only just.
Have you been paid by someone to market Splatoon?
No, I wish I had. If anyone does want to pay me to talk about Splatoon, I'll do it. Because I'm the ideal person to do it. Because I'm like I play like fucking mobile games.
Yeah.
Because I've lost my like rank and stuff. From last time I had the game. I still haven't got into like league things or anything yet. I'm just in the lower games,
the baby games,
which I enjoy more. To be perfect,
are you mopping up though?
Well, I am mopping up.
And that's why you enjoy it.
And well, the Splatfests as well. The Splatfests are the best games on it.
Fuck is a Splatfest?
It's just where you've got to cover the you've got to cover the map. Oh no, it's not Splatfest. It's something else. Anyway, Splatfest. Something else.
I don't know why I'm getting quite angry at it. It sounds quite fun.
You've got to paint the floor. That's the thing. It's not about kills.
It's the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, I quite like the idea.
How much you spunk.
Isn't like the whole game how much you spunk, but also kills.
Oh yeah, that goes for your team rank, but you win a game by spunking.
You win the game by spunking, but also by
but there are other modes which are there are other modes which are a thing where the spunk games are the reason you take out other people is because they're A, shooting at you, and B, if you have like an like this afternoon I took a whole team out, and I felt pretty good about it. But instantly
upload it to YouTube.
No, Nintendo doesn't know the internet.
Got taken down immediately.
Yeah, God, what are you doing? This is ours. How many people got in your house? Yeah, like I took the whole of their team out.
Yeah.
And instantly, me and my 3 teammates just started pushing forward. So because we got rid of the whole team for
like the song, but with paint,
and like we won the game like by a huge amount,
like the D-Day version of Splatoon.
Yeah, D-Day, but with less death and more paint.
Yeah,
so
less mud, more magenta.
Yeah, although I do hate it. See, so actually saying that.
Sometimes
games get me with the
you jibbed a lad the other day, he didn't have an arm.
But
paint can came out, took his head straight off. Bloodbath.
I hate it when I see items of clothes in the store which don't have like the perk I want them to have. Like, I love speed perks. To me, like the movement is key in that game. Also, I play without aim controls, and everyone says I shouldn't, but I can't. No, I can't.
Oh no! I think when I played it, I had to turn that right off.
But apparently, people reckon that's the best way to play the game, and it's only just less accurate than using a mouse. Apparently that's it's the closest like to pinpoint accuracy to.
Well, I suppose I can see it if it literally is going bam 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 bam.
But I just can't hack it. I don't like it. So I'd rather play and know that I'm probably at a slight disadvantage than.
It's all your wisdom that's in your head. You
you
can't push out anything out.
You can't. You can't beat experience.
No, you can't.
And especially when you're playing, like, I don't know, easily prepubescent children most of the time.
Fucking get wrecked. He's 3. He's 3, for Christ's sake.
I also like that. I like the fact it's a multiplayer game that knows you're not going to talk to each other.
Yeah.
I fucking hate speaking to strangers online.
I hate it. Yeah. Well, obviously, because they developed that fucking infrastructure that basically means you can't So to speak to people on the Nintendo Switch, you've got to download an app, plug this in, connect that, and then away you go.
Can I just use my headphones? No, Gary.
Get fucked. Here at Nintendo, we don't believe in that kind of thing.
You can buy a really cheap headset. And when we say cheap, we mean made cheaply. It's really, really expensive.
Oh shit! Yeah, you can't. You don't even just plug your headphones. You have to plug it into another thing.
Into a Splatoon.
Oh god.
I'm sure there's other ones now, but when they first launched it, It was like a Splatoon blob. Not good, Glenn. Not good.
So yeah, that was Destiny.
Which is not good.
No. Hey, Destiny's good. Capcom is considering reviving its dormant franchises after a fucking banger of a 2019.
Just fucking hell, lads, we made some money.
Yeah. Capcom is mulling over the potential of its dormant franchises through remakes and revivals after the undeniable success of Devil May Cry 5 and the Resident Evil 2 remake. Capcom's integrated report of 2019 proclaims that Devil May Cry 5 and Resident Evil 2 remakes hold 2.1 million units and 4.2 million units respectively.
Imagine the money they'd have made if they made a decent Street Fighter game as well.
Fucking hell. Don't... Come on.
Street Fighter XD, low key, best, like non 2D Street Fighter game.
The developer and publisher's net sales statistics have increased year on year since 2015, with a marked 5.8% increase from 2018 to 2019. It's raked in a little over 100 billion yen. That's 70 English pounds. No, it's more like $921 million.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They got a tenner. Which is not to be sniffed at.
No, it's not. I don't tenner. If someone walked in and said, Lee, do you want a tenner? I'd say, yeah, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Also, towards the end of the report, Capcom said, our initiatives are to 1. Strengthen digital sales, 2. Bolster our title lineup through the full-scale execution of our 60-month and 52-week maps, and 3. Awaken dormant intellectual properties. So yeah, I had a quick look at what dormant properties they have, and fair play, they do have a few absolute bangers in there. Not Resident Evil. They've just done that. Why am I doing that? Okami. Okami is a Capcom game, and there has been. I think I've seen on like Twitter and stuff like that, the makers going, "Yeah, I want to make another one." Dead Rising. They could make an actual decent one. There's a reboot in there.
I really enjoyed the first one, and I would quite happily be given something like that again without the time limit.
Mm-hmm. Dragon's Dogma. There was a lot of talk around that. Apparently, your man had a chance to make another Devil May Cry game or another Dragon's Dogma game, and he was like, I'll have Devil May Cry. It's a bit cooler, isn't it?
I wanted to like Devil May Cry. I really did.
So did I. I just didn't get on that.
I just think see games like that. I know there's a certain like group of people out there that love that sort of stuff, but Bayonetta as well. Those type of games to me just feel really old. Like they feel really old-fashioned. When they remade the Transformers in a very similar way to that sort of shooty game.
Yeah.
There's just something about them that makes me feel like I'm playing back on PlayStation 1 again.
They also have Dino Crisis.
I'd be interested in that.
Yeah. They also have Phoenix Wright, maybe like a proper fucking full-blown Phoenix Wright for a console, because they've brought it out for the Switch, haven't they?
Why haven't we had? Right, when did Jurassic Park come out? 1992. Yeah. That's a lot of years between now and Jurassic Park coming out. Where's the survival horror in the Jurassic Park theme park game?
Thing is, it's fucking dinosaurs. Everyone loves dinosaurs.
Everyone loves dinosaurs.
Make a Dino Crisis game. It's got the word dinosaur in it.
Barney's a prick.
Onimusha, they brought out the HD remake or HD up, whatever.
Was that Zombie Resident Evil Ninja game you bought?
Yeah, it's fucking great. I loved it.
I tried playing that, but again, I felt like I was playing something that was just too old for me.
That is old, like Beautiful Joe. They've got fucking loads of stuff in their back catalogue. That's absolutely fucking smashing it.
Well, back in the day, Capcom were the company.
Yeah.
They put so many good games out years ago.
Yeah.
But I want another mainline Resident Evil game.
I would love a mainline Resident Evil game. I would love another Dragon's Dogma game. I love Dragon's Dogma.
I want another mainline Resident Evil game. I want them to skip Resident Evil 3.
Yeah.
Because I've never played Resident Evil 4, so I would really like them to remake that like they did Resident Evil 2.
I did. Resident Evil 4 was on Game Pass, I did try and play it.
I tried to play it as well. It's not happening, is it?
No.
It's
No. Like, I
not
don't know
ideal.
what it is, because I replayed it like a few years
It's
ago.
that controls.
Yeah, I replayed
That's
it
the
a few
problem.
years ago on my PC, and I fucking...
Yeah.
Nothing wrong, but now I think it's just too far gone. It's
I
too far
think
gone.
that's what happens because I bought Dragon's Dogma for 20 quid on Switch,
Yeah.
and I haven't even got out of the castle.
Mm.
I don't even know if you get out of the castle.
I get out of the castle. I bought that when it came out, and I played it front to back. Oh, I fucking...
Oh no, I'm sure it feels like it would have been a cool game, but it feels so old. It feels like a fucking mobile game now when you look at it.
But the vision behind that game, for a game that came out 2012, the vision behind that game, unreal. If they did a proper one in this day and age.
So what made me go back to it? What do I get if I keep playing it? Is it right? Because I thought I was going to play Dragon Age.
Kinda, but no, definitely not.
Is it not an RPG?
Yeah, it's an RPG. Yeah. You go around smacking people the shit out.
Would you go? Do you buy stuff in shops? And do you go in shops? Has it got like a Skyrim-y feel to it?
Yeah. But it's definitely more like a Dragon Age with the way its worlds are set out.
Yeah.
What I really like about it is like.
Well, the location's cool because I think there's other things. Well, I hate that castle.
Locations are really cool.
I hate games that start in castles.
You're in the tutorial, I think.
Yeah.
And then you wake up in like an actual town, like a big town.
Right. Okay.
And then that's where you can
I got to a big lion monster that fucking battered me.
The chimera. Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, you batter him, and then you actually end up in the town, and you wake up, and you're like, boom, let's do this.
Oh, right, okay. I might go back and batter him then.
Yeah.
That's the game. I just there was something about it. I didn't want to play it.
No,
I still need to finish Zelda. I've got like the last fucking.
Oh, you still not finished that?
No. I don't know what happened. I think it was when I was sick. I just put the Switch down and never picked it back up again.
How did you buy that?
What?
How did you buy it? Did you buy it digitally, or have you got the cartridge?
What? Zelda?
Yeah.
I've got the cartridge. I'm going to trade it in.
Ah!
No, you can borrow it.
Yay! Oh, I was in a glass case of emotion.
That was a roller coaster, wasn't it?
Good golly.
In fact, I might do tradesies with you and borrow Zelda again.
I'll have to get that back off my girlfriend's brother.
That's alright, wait till he's finished, it's fine.
Okay.
You didn't get Pokemon, did you? You didn't get Pokemon Eve or Pikachu?
Yeah, I did.
Did you get that on cart?
No.
Oh, you can't.
I got it on download, obviously.
We could talk about this not on a podcast.
Nah, that's not why people like the nitty gritty. That's why people get into it, mate. You don't follow things for like the base facts. You want the nitty gritty in between, don't you?
Yeah. So someone just asked in the comments, have I missed the grid talk?
Yes.
Yes, you missed the grid talk. But if you wait till this is finished, you can come back and listen to it. And I talked loads about it. You might not be happy.
What are we talking about now?
You were going to
just
talk some more
crack on.
news.
Oh yeah, there we go. So the Children's Commissioner calls on UK government to regulate loot boxes under the Gambling Act. The Children's Commissioner for England has called for tighter laws around gambling and gaming to protect children worried about how much time and money they're spending in online games, and has called on the government to regulate loot boxes and as gambling. The report published titled Gaming the System, top pun, researched the effects of gaming on young people. It's found that while there are a number of positives with online gaming, there are some serious concerns around peer pressure, time and money spent on online gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Time is not an issue. They're kids, they've got all the time.
They have.
Children interviewed in the study between 10 and 16 recognised some of the issues with their gambling habits, including a 16-year-old FIFA player who specifically said, loot boxes were like gambling. You could lose your money and not get anyone good, or get someone really good. Astute. One 10-year-old Fortnite player was worried that others would think she's trash for using a default skin. I'll see if I can find the quote, because it's a good one.
I thought people would think I was trash. Nice quote, Jane.
Yeah, if you're a default skin, people think you're trash. This was a 10-year-old. A 10-year-old Nina said that.
Amazing.
Yeah. I bet you're in your element at the moment, aren't you?
Amazing.
Yeah. One.
Fucking games are supposed to be escapism for people.
For using a default skin. A marketing tactic condemned by the Children's Commissioner Anne Longford, who highlighted how kids are open to exploitation by game companies who play in their needs to keep up with friends and advance to further stages of the game. Also a quote here, with 93% of children in the UK playing video games, it is vital that the enjoyment they get comes with tighter rules that protect them from straying into gambling. Children have told us they worry that they are gambling when they buy loot boxes, and it's clear that some children are spending hundreds of pounds chasing their losses. I want the government to classify loot boxes in games like FIFA as a form of gambling. A maximum daily spend limit for children would also be assuring for parents and children themselves.
It's not right. It's not right at all.
You
know, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's bad. You can take that as a quote.
Yeah. Stop. I got the actual thing up here. It's a really interesting read, actually, if you get it up. Some other Tim, who was 16 and a FIFA player. It takes a long time to get somewhere, so you just do that. Open player packs for it. Where is it? I never get anything about. Oh, fucking hell, Glenn. Tongue in the teeth. I never get anything out of it, but I still do it. This is Lee, a 14-year-old who plays FIFA. Nick, 16, also a FIFA player. I think I'm seeing a bit of a pattern here with the game in question. You feel like it's a waste of money, and then you open more.
But I mean, I can kind of get FIFA Ultimate Team to a certain extent.
It's Panini stickers.
It is Panini stickers, but then you get to play with the people. You don't get to play with Panini stickers. But
and then you open more stickers to get more people.
But I do think there should be. I mean, there should be an age limit on it. There should be just an out-and-out purchase as well for that sort of thing. Like, you should never. I think, like, if you take FIFA Ultimate Team as a game mode, I don't think you should ever be able to spend more than £100 on a game mode. You wouldn't spend £100 on a game. You know, do you know what I mean? Like, just to buy a single.
Can you say that at the end of this? Like, I'll nod to you, and then you say you wouldn't spend £100 on a game.
Why?
Just come on, just leave it alone. Anyway, okay. back to the task at hand. You would not spend £100 on the game, but like, kids are. Kids are taking credit cards, and like a lot of the time they don't see. It's like same with V-Bucks. Like, there's whole, like, I think I saw a while ago, like, whole fucking YouTube channels like around.
Absolutely.
Yeah, about V-Bucks and stuff like that.
There's whole YouTube channels based around CS:GO. Skins and like opening the boxes on them. There was
one.
There was the big debacle, wasn't there?
There was one video I watched, which was like a family fucking YouTube. Like, they were all in on it, and it was terrible acting. And it was like literally, I'm going out. I've left my card on the table. Don't touch it. And then the kids come across and go, "Oh, Mom's left the card. Let's buy some V-Bucks." I'm like, don't buy V-Bucks. And then they buy loads of fucking V-Bucks, like $100 worth of V-Bucks.
Just so I'm straight, V-Bucks are Fortnite.
Fortnite, yeah.
Right.
And then,
I thought Fortnite you just buy passes.
No, you can buy fucking both, my friend.
Right, okay, but you have to buy the passes to play the game.
No. I think the pass... I can't quite say... So a pass is like a season. And in that season, I think you get like various things in it, and I think you get like, it's like a subscription,
right?
Basically, and then you get extra things. I'm not too sure on it. I've never really looked into it properly, but it seemed like you'd buy like a subscription to it, and then you get extra things and like boosted such and such.
So I mean, I'm not stupid. I understand that free-to-play games need some sort of monetization in them somewhere.
Yeah.
But like FIFA,
you've bought it.
Yeah, you bought it. And the thing is that the fucking games as well. You know, they fucked multiplayer in UFC because of this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not.
More recently, they fucked NBA 2K.
Yeah, apparently so. I never played the NBA games, but and that was always, if you liked basketball, that was the one you'd buy, wasn't it? Because is it NBA Live? Is that the EA one?
Something like that, yeah.
And I don't think people particularly liked that.
My favourite review of that was, they've put a basketball game in my gambling simulator.
Amazing. Yeah, it's a real shame because the like, I mean, people love fucking the 2K games, like the NBA games.
Yeah.
I always remember when that came out, when PlayStation 4 first came out, when I was going to get a PlayStation 4. Or when next gen was coming out, that was the demo I'd show people on YouTube because it looked fucking unreal.
But yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. But yeah, you should never spend £100 on a game.
Yeah. You should never spend. You should never spend over £100 on a game.
Talking about spending £100 on a game, Bethesda fucking think you should.
Oh, you want a segue?
And I got it. I fucking got it. God damn. God is my witness, I got that.
Getting overexcited that the camera wasn't even on you, mate.
Well, I don't care. Maybe it's for the better. Fallout 76 has launched a new premium subscription service called Fallout First. Bethesda has announced the membership service is available to purchase now and includes access to private servers, which Bethesda calls Private Worlds, for you and your mates, exclusive items and other bonuses. Private World has been one of the most requested features since Fallout 76 was released back in November 2018. And last week, Bethesda revealed that private servers will be coming to the game later this week. But there was no indication that the feature would be locked behind a subscription paywall.
Can't get Tina Turner out of my head. It's private servers for money.
You can purchase Fallout First subscription for $12.99 or $11.99 a month, or you can buy a full year at a 36% discount for $99 or the equivalent of £99. It's a steep price to pay in order to play Fallout 76 privately, either alone or with friends. For comparison, an Xbox Game Pass subscription costs $10.99 a month and features both Fallout New Vegas and the Outer Worlds, among fucking a fuckload of other games.
Fuck Bethesda.
Yeah. So yeah, it's also said that it's looking into support mods in Private Worlds. Aside from receiving, let's give them the chance. Aside from receiving access to Private Worlds, Fallout First members will also receive a monthly bonus of 1,650 atoms to spend in the Atomic Shop. What a specific number of atoms!
Right, do you know what this is the shit thing is? And I hate this in all these sort of fucking things.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to throw a fucking currency into a game, throw a currency into the game. Not 2, not 3. Just, if you're going to do a fucking Fallout game where you're going to have loot boxes and stuff in it, and you're going to expect people to buy stuff, but you want it to be a sim with all the people working together, use fucking caps. Use caps for fucking everything. It makes sense. What's an atomic fucking nugget or whatever it is?
It's just a small bit of yellow cake uranium that you have in your pocket.
Yeah, well, you're going to need the right wallet. Well, it means fucking business.
My favourite thing is members will gain access to their own private scrap box too, letting you store all your crafting components while in a separate place of the limited stash box. So yeah, basically they're locking unlimited storage behind a paywall.
Skyrim is so fucked. Skyrim is so fucked.
Fucking Starfield.
Do you know why? Yeah, it's all fucked. Do you know why it's all definitely fucked? It's because they fucked Fallout 76. Nobody likes it. They've got about 10 people that play it continually. And they haven't gone, oh, do you know what? We've made a bit of a mistake here. No, they're fucking doubling down.
Do you want to know the best thing about this?
What?
That, I think it's like the Wasteland expansion pack, which was supposed to have like NPCs in the game, you know, make it a bit more like a Fallout game.
Yeah.
That's been pushed back till next year.
So is it?
Yeah. So the thing that would make it more like a Fallout game has been fucked off. And they've
For
brought...
this.
Yeah. They could have brought that in first and then introduced it.
And then you pay for that expansion.
I don't know if you do. No,
the NPC expansion you have to pay for.
Oh, fuck it hell.
You have to pay for it to be a game. Hashtag not my Fallout. Hashtag Fallout 2.
I like
Because it's
Fallout
fucking
2.
people, Glenn, that don't want to be fucked.
Bring back Obsidian.
Bring back Obsidian.
Oh,
no, is it Obsidian in our worlds?
Yeah, actually, nah, fuck them, leave them to their own
Leave
devices.
them to what they're doing, because in fucking a few mere hours we can play that.
We can as well. I'm gonna hitch on your internet and download the fuck out of it. I've absolutely fucking razzed it as well. Like since I've been here, I've got
my
to,
downstairs speed's pretty fucking good. Like
I've got to 25.7 gigs. So like I can do the old 10 gigs when I'm asleep. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can stick it back on once you finish streaming anyway.
Yeah.
Again, conversations we can have at other times.
Like
was that our news, or have we got any more?
No, that's us, my boy.
Well, that's been lovely, Glenn.
It's been a lovely chat.
It's been nice to get back in.
It has been.
Podcast.
Yeah.
We left it too long. If anyone wants to listen to this podcast that's watching on YouTube, then you can just go look for Musty Audio or Start Continue on your podcast apps and you will find it. If you want to support the show, please go to Musty Audio's Patreon and sign up to one of the Patreon things. We're going to go and record a Patreon-only podcast, which you'll be able to get on Patreon.
Yep. If they want to find you, where can they?
You can get me at a Total Shunt on Twitter and Instagram.
Ooh. And you can find me at Glenosaur, also on the Twitter and the Instagram.
Has Start Continue itself got anything?
Yeah, but fuck if I'm going to use it.
If you want to go and find Musty Audio's Twitter, there is a Musty Audio Twitter there.
Oh, there's a Start Continue one, but...
It's like the Wastelands, just follow me.
Yeah.
I am Musty Audio.
Yeah. I did have the Start Continue one, I did use it, but it's a lot of upkeep, like...
Yeah.
And I've got a bit of a life going at the moment, which is rare. Absolutely rare, so... that got fucked off.
Right, well, we're going to go drink some more beer and we're going to go make another podcast.
I might have a tea, actually, if that's all right.
No. So thanks very much. We'll see you on here.
We are having shots and that's that.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cheers for watching on YouTube, people that left.
Hello.
Cheers for coming back and listening, people that didn't do it. We're going to disappear and we're not going to read comments and stuff like that if you're there, because we need to record another podcast. But thank you very much for staying.
Thank you very much, my friends.
Bye.
Bye. They still there? Shite.